Hey guys, welcome to Selective Prep Mathematics. This is the solutions video for test number 16. As always, we'll just get started with a quick overview before we get into the solutions. We've gone over this overview a few times in the last videos, but if this is your first time or one of your first times, definitely keep an eye out for this one, have a watch. But if you've already watched this overview a few times, okay, please feel free to skip straight to the solutions video. Alright, so the overview will be on converting percentages to decimals or fractions, or the other way around, okay? So it could be decimals or fractions to percentages, or fractions to decimals, okay? Whatever. So we'll be going over all of those. So decimals to percentages first is what we'll go over. So a percentage is just a decimal written over 100, okay? So percentage is just a decimal written as a fraction over 100. Sorry, I wanted to clarify that. So if we have 0.9, it's equal to 90 over 100 times 100. Okay, so basically we're just multiplying the decimal by 100. Now, our fraction is that decimal when we keep it in that fraction form and then simplify it. Okay, so for example, if we have 0.75, we rewrite it as a fraction over 100, so 75 over 100, and then we simplify it to make it 3 over 4. Now, to be able to get anything else, we would just flip it vice versa, or we'll use both those processes. So decimal to percentage, and then percentage or decimal to this form, and then to a fraction. Now, Brian's mom is 7 times older than his sister, so M equals 7S. The dad is 49 plus S, so 49 years older than the sister. So that should be father. And then father equals 4 times Brian's age. So if Kate, or the sister, is equal to 7, okay, then the father is going to be equal to 56. And if the father is 56 and Brian is 4 times less, then Brian is going to be 14 if you do the division. Now, question 2. So, Diligent Elaine, average mark of 85 from 4 tests. So, that's just the same as getting 85 for every test. I'm not saying that she did get 85 for every test, but it's the same, or the marks that she got over 4 tests is the same as if she had gotten 85 for them. Okay? So, the overall mark will be the same as 85 times 4. We just don't know that. But at this point, it doesn't really matter what she got for each individual test. Now, she sat 4 tests, that's how we calculate our average. All our marks divided by the number of marks we have. Okay, so 85 plus 85 plus 85 plus 85 is all our marks. And then we have 4 marks here. Okay, we have 85 is 1 mark, 85 is another mark, and then 85 and 85 are marks number 3 and 4. Now, she's going to sit 1 more test though, so we're going to add X. And then 1 on the bottom, so X because we don't know what mark she's going to get or what mark she needs to get. 1 because we know she's going to sit 1 more test. Now, this is going to be equal to 87, or we're going to find the X that we require to make the average 87. Now, this is equal to 5. Move it over. We get 435. Okay, 85 plus 85 plus 85 plus 85 is 340, plus X means that X has to be 95. So, Donald wants to buy new $180 basketball shoes. So, shoes is $180. Singlet is $45. And socks are $15. Now, if he receives a discount of 20% for the shoes, okay, 20% here is $36. So, after the 80% discount, they're going to be worth $144. If he receives a discount of 20% for a singlet, okay, 20% is 1/5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. So if he gets a 20% discount, or it's worth 80% now, so it's going to be $36. And 50% for his socks in return for starring in the local sports advertisement. So 50% means $7.50. So if we add those all up, it's going to be, so these two together will be 180, and then add the 7.5 is going to be 187.50. All right, question 4. Tammy runs 3 times the speed of Gillian. Gillian is allowed a head start of 30 meters in a sprint against Tammy, and they finish at the same time. So Tammy, let's say S. So t equals 3s. Okay, t equals 3s. So Gillian is allowed a head start of 30 meters in a sprint against Tammy, and they finish at the same time. So let's say the distance of whatever they run is x. Okay, Gillian equals x minus 30. Tammy equals x. Okay, now so we know that time equals so time equals distance over speed. Okay, so distance, which is x minus 30, divided by the speed, so this is Gillian's speed, so 3g. So divided by g equals, and then equals x divided by 3g, because Tammy runs 3 times faster than Gillian. So gx minus 30g equals, oops, sorry, no, it's not multiplication. So we'll actually cancel out the g's here. So g and g cancel out, meaning that x minus 30 equals x divided by 3. We'll move the 3 over to the other side, so it becomes 3x minus 90 equals x. Move the 90 over, move the x over. 2x equals 90, x equals 45 meters. Alright, so we have a square with area 81 centimeters squared, so that's ABCD, which means that both sides are 9. 9 and 9. AEFG, so AEFG is a rectangle with area 72 centimeters, so this length here is 9 again. D is the midpoint of AG. So D is the midpoint of AG, which means that this is 9 as well. Now, 9 plus 9 is 18. So 72 divided by 18 is 4.5. No, sorry, 72 divided by 18 is 4, which means that AE here is 4, and this should be 5. So 9 plus 9 is 18, times 4 equals 72. What is the perimeter of the whole outer perimeter? So this is 4 as well. This is 5. Okay, and then this is 9. So 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9, so 9 times 4 equals 36. This is 9 as well. Plus 9 equals 45, so we got rid of this. And then we have plus 5 and plus 4. So that is just going to be plus 9 again, so 54. Alright, how many other statements below are true? It is just the first one. All the other are false. 7, if the length of a side of a certain square is increased by 6 meters. So let's say we have a square of side x, okay, area A, actually area x squared. If we increase the sides of a square by 6, so x plus 6, then the area is increased by 60, so x squared plus 60. So let's see how that works. X plus 6, let's try and find out what x is. So x times x is x squared, x times 6 is 6x, and then 6 times x is 6x, and then plus 6 equals 36. Equals x squared plus 60, so the x squareds cancel out. 12x, we'll move the 36 to the other side, equals 24. So x equals 2. Now, if the length of this bigger square is then increased by a further 7 meters, how many square meters bigger than the original square is this new square? So x plus 6 plus 7, so that's x plus 13, so it's 15. 15 squared equals 225. The original square would have been 2 times 2, so 4, which means that 225 is 221 meters squared greater than 4. Now, question 8, the volume of a trapezoidal prism. So trapezium and trapezoidal prism. Okay, 660 centimeters cubed. So that's just surface area times height or length. So surface area of the shape times the height. Okay, that's how you find volume. So the base trapezium has a perpendicular height of 8. Okay, it's got a height of 8. And one of the horizontal sides are 12 centimeters. Okay, let's say this is horizontal. Let's say this is 12 centimeters. This is X. Okay, we don't know what it is. The height of the prism is 10. All right, so make sure you don't get perpendicular height and height confused. So perpendicular height means of the front face. Height just means of the whole prism. Okay, so what's our equation for surface area? It's perpendicular height over 2, so 8 over 2 times A plus B, so X plus 12. And when we multiply that by 10, volume, so 8 over 2 is 4, X plus 12 times 10. So that's our height. So it's going to be 40x plus 480, so that's equal to 660. So 40x plus 480 equals 660. Move the 480 over. We get 180. So x equals 4.5. Okay, so 40 times 4 is 160, and then you got to add the 0.5 because then that's your extra 20 becomes 180. So x equals 4.5. Question 9. Danielle's shoes were originally priced at 80%. She bought them with a 20% discount, so for 1/5 of the price. So what's 10%? It's 8. 20% equals 16, which means that she bought them at $64 and then sells them at 125% of the price that she bought them for. So how much profit does she make? So 125% equals 5 over 4. So 64 divided by 4 equals 1 to 16. So 16 times 5 equals 80. Okay, so basically 80 minus 64 equals 16. So she makes a $16 profit. Now, one child can build a Lego castle in 9 hours. Second child takes 6 hours. How long would it take the two children together to build a Lego castle? So let's see how much both of them can make in 1 hour. So in 1 hour, child 1, let's say, equals 1/9 of a tower. For child 2, 1 hour equals 1/6 of a tower. So in 1 hour, together, it would be 1 over 9 plus 1 over 6, which equals, so we got to make a common denominator first. So that would be 54. Okay, so it would be, so multiply top and bottom by 6, multiply top and bottom by 9. So we get 6 over 54 plus 9 over 54 equals 13 over 54. Now that's how much, what fraction of a castle they would make in 1 hour. Okay, so 1 divided by, so 13 over 54. So let's see how many times 13 goes into 54. And that's how many hours it will take to make a castle. So 13 goes into 54. I'm just going to write out my zeros because I know it's not going to be a whole number. So 13 goes into 54 4 times. Point and then leaves over 2. Hold on, something's not right there. Sorry, this should be 15 over 54. 15 over 54. So 15 goes in 3 times. Leaves over a 9. And 15 goes into 90 how many times does it go into 90? 5, 6 times. These over 10, and then 15 goes into 100. 6, 7 times. Leaving over a 5, which goes into 3 times. No, it also goes in 6 times. So it goes in 6 times. Seven, 6, so 6. 15 times 6 equals 90. Oh, no, sorry. It's just 3.6 in total. No remainders. So 3.6, 15 goes into 54, 3.6 times, or 3 3/5. Okay. Now, so it goes into 54, 3 3/5 times. So that's 3 hours and 3 on 5 hours. Okay, so it's going to be 3 hours and 3 on 5 hours. How many minutes in an hour? 12. And so 3/5 of an hour is, sorry, how many minutes in an hour? 60. So 3/5 of an hour, or 1/5 of an hour is going to be 12 minutes. 3/5 is going to be 36 minutes. Okay, so it's going to be 3 hours and 36 minutes. Okay, so that is part D. So that was a bit hectic with the calculations. I'm not sure what happened there, but try and go over it slowly again if it didn't make sense the first time. Okay, skip the long gaps or the long pauses where I had to think because there was just something wrong with my mental calculations there. All right. Thank you for holding up in that video, everyone. So our key points from this test was just conversions from fractions to percentages, and we're using decimals as well, kind of as a middle point as we cross over from one to the other. Okay, so that's all for our video today. I will see you all in the next video.